What is going on, YouTube? We are live. We are live. We are back in the building. And shout out to you. If it plays, right? There we go. It didn't play, but here we go. Round of applause. Joining us on a Friday. I know you guys are at work and you are watching us live. Shout out to That Scary Podcast. She is in the building with your boy today. Much respect and shout out.
Gotta say, where my claps at? Where my claps at?
Got you. So we here for a good show. Really good show. But do me a favor. If you have not hit the like button, do me a favor and hit the like button as soon as you enter the door. If there's any channel mods that is in the chat, please do me a favor. Help keep the chat respectful and active. I want to hear from y'all today. So let's have a good, clean, fun show. All right. You ready?
Just know that I'm a very innocent, delicate flower. So I'm an innocent, delicate flower, child.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna take it easy on her.
Take it
today, right?
easy.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take it easy on her. All right, look, check it, right? Do me a favor, stay active in the chat, hit the like button, and let's have a good, clean, fun show. Thank you for joining me on a Friday. I know a lot of you guys are at work right now, and you guys
but they're not shopping because of the protest.
I didn't even know about that. I think you sent me a text message.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's a whole protest today. Oh my God.
I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I did step outside. I saw a lot of black people shopping, though. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Oh my God.
But neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? And back in 1920, this may have worked. But in 2025, people are about themselves. You know what time it is. So, yes. Yeah. Wasn't we supposed to like end that whole Target? We wasn't supposed to be shopping at Target and all that.
Yeah, we're not shopping at Target. We're not shopping at Target. And on February 28th, it's been blasted all over. I know my social media, all over the World Wide Web, all over social media. And it's not just black people. It's just really for everyone. Everyone is not shopping today.
I didn't see that on my social media at all. Not one person.
It's all on my story.
I know you said
on my thing. Yeah, okay.
I haven't seen it like from anyone else.
Awful.
I haven't seen it in anybody's stories.
That is so
Our algorithm is completely different. Yo, Hassan, what up? He is in the building. Salute, shout out to you. All right, let's get into the show. Yep. So I don't want to hold the audience for super long because we got some things to do. We're getting ready for Sunday, where we are going to be filming the next season of Meet to Marry, season 2. Woo! So shout out to that as well. And Hassan says, how you doing? He's saying, what up to you?
Make sure you follow me, child.
Yeah, follow
before I take my opinions.
We're going to have to create a cannot unfollow button just for her. All right, so let's get into the show. All right, we're going to share my screen, and I am going to bless you with the good graces of Are Black Men Jealous of Successful? Hold on, what is it? Of our success. All right, you ready? Let's get into it. All right, there she goes.
Lord.
There she goes.
And this big black man came at me like, oh, I don't got no emotions. I don't got no emotions. It's just like, ew. You only want a man who's 6'2" and you're 5'3". That's not your woman. Why are you mad? A woman is going to submit and going to respect and going to be the most submissive woman.
FYI, your editing skills is on point.
Oh, thank you. I try very hard.
You know how to do all out of those keynotes and all that stuff yourself. You do all that?
Absolutely. I told you, you ought to hire me, child. You ought to hire me, this black woman.
You know what? Say less. Say
Child.
less. Say less. I need you. So
Yeah.
we're gonna make that work. We are
I hope
going to
so.
make that work. So she said, I hope so.
All these jobs I got, so.
Oh man, he said he just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you, Hassan.
So all right. So let's continue with the show.
When you show yourself a value.
All I'm gonna say is Big Mel, Big Melanie. Listen, Melanie.
Is that a
That's
man?
my favorite. That's my review. That's my whole review. Shout out to
That's not a man?
No.
Ain't she pretty as shit. Hashtag you coming or you not. And
Yeah, man.
I walked in the door and she was coming.
Who is
Diabolical. Welcome to the That Scared. It's a whole woman. It's a woman.
You know that
it's just some woman. It's just a woman. Actually, I just randomly found on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, it kind of sound like a Melanie.
Here we go.
Just a little bit of bass. Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I understand. We got all types of different tones out here, but let's keep going.
Terry with Melanie P podcast. I'm your girl, Melanie P. And today we're talking about a little clip that asks the question, are black men comparing themselves to black?
Them editing skills.
I ain't say it. I'm going to play this clip and then we're going to talk about it.
At least. I knew that shit was getting scary when I started to watch black men comparing themselves to women. And I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of this sassy and zesty conversation because there's a lot of zest sitting over here. So I ain't got call it for what it is. A lot of zest and sass over here. But I would never try to put me in the same sentence as a woman. And I was scrolling through my phone the other day and I saw a man talking to a woman. He said, look at you and look at me. Do you think that you're worth me? Is what he said to her.
Whoa.
And I said, oh gosh, shit is getting scary. Where you think that you should be in competition with a woman. And I think what a lot of that has to do with, and why I bring up that jealousy part, is because women have made strides when technically they were supposed to be behind. We lived in a day in society where that woman wouldn't have been allowed to vote, but she would have been. Still, you sit your ass at home when it came time. We live in a society where we all could not get an education. Now we do. A black woman is highly more educated than a black man can ever be. We live in a society where men statistically are supposed to be making more money, including that black man, but she makes 10 times more than you. I think the dichotomy is you showed up not being man enough, and she's being every bit of the man that you were supposed to be. And now you can sit in front of baby girl face to face and say, what are you bringing to the table? When I thought the niggas were supposed to build it.
Damn.
Now let's talk about
All right, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's have a conversation. So first of all, I'll let you start and then I'll go. Let's talk about that. What validity does that clip have to you?
What validity does it have? So, we had a brief conversation about this yesterday, and this is the thing. I have to always say, because I always say this in my episodes, like 99% of the black men that I personally know are like top tier. And I would dare say 100. Top tier black men, they're putting gas in the car, they're creating healthy and safe environments for their wives, not girlfriends, but wives, to be in. So that's just truly my experience. However, everybody ain't lying. So like when you go on social media, when you go on TikTok, even like some people that I just talk to just when I'm out, I be talking to everybody when I'm out, their experience is aligned with what this gentleman is saying on this clip. And so at the end of the day, there's a podcast that I know you love. I know it's your favorite podcast, Listen to Black Women. I know you love that podcast. And I feel like we need to listen to black women because everybody is not lying. Even though that's not my experience, I see it. And I really do feel like the conversation oftentimes is pointed to black women. You know what I'm saying? Black women need to do this. Black women need to do that. They're not like their grandmas. Back in the day, the grandma used to do this and they're not even worthy of, grandma's respect. But I feel like instead of pointing the finger to the feminine energy, to the black woman, black men, I would just love for them to point the fingers at each other to see, okay, how can we build together? Because I actually believe black men are the head. I believe that black men, I expect a lot of them because, again, the black men that I've been around, they show improve, like they're doing what they're supposed to do. And so when I come across a Black man, or when I come across women who have like these just repetitive negative experiences, I'm like, okay, whoa, like that's not my experience, but everybody is not lying. And that's just kind of where I stand with it.
So what's the 'cause I have a lot to say,
I
but
know you do.
what what is the heaviest negative experiences that you see that you hear the majority of the women in your circle say?
The majority of the experience that I consistently hear, like I literally have these links from TikTok that I want to speak on. It's just women saying that they're tired of they're tired of even giving Black men a chance when it comes to dating them. They're just having back-to-back horrible experience just in the dating piece. Black men don't want to pay for, dates. Black men, their income isn't where it needs to be. They're not wanting to court you. Like just all these just different experiences. And a lot of women are on social media, Black women specifically, that are saying, you know what, we are going to the white men's side. Now, I'm just telling you what I see, child. I'm just telling you what I see. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's to me the dating piece. And obviously the dating piece is step one, because you have to get through the dating piece to create beautiful, strong Black families. And if y'all can't even get past the dating piece because it's 50-50 this and debate culture this and Cheesecake Factory this, then how are we going to even create these Black families if we can't even get past dating?
So, Dog Man, what up, fam?
Oh, no, not the popcorn.
He got the popcorn ready because he know GMT about to go in. So,
Oh my God.
I'm listening. I want to grab as much information because what she says, honestly, is her truth, right? And I don't take away from what other women may bring to you, to your feet, and say, hey, this is my experience. On top of that, yeah, you're right. You turn on the internet and I mean, this is not nothing new. This has been Black men being put at the bottom of Black women for decades.
Slavery.
You know what I'm saying? So this is like this is like way before the internet, right? And there's a reason why I believe Black women have this talking points towards Black men, right? Why money means so much more than what a man can actually bring, to where if the man that they choose don't have enough money, he's non-deserving of love, right? So that's why I want to get as much information as I can. Yo, Kit, what up?
Oh, Kit.
And DP is in the building. What up, family? Salute. Shout out to you. So that's why I want to grab as much information. So what I'm hearing and what you're saying right now is a lot of women, because not your experience, right? So this is not your lived experience, but the experience of women that live around you, that live in your circle, that you would go out on the street and meet, because she's a very, very social woman.
Oh, that sounds scary.
It's okay. It's social. I didn't say you was out there, giving it up.
Nah. Whoa, I'm a healthy. So I love to have healthy conversations.
Healthy social, right? So, and I know that about you. So, it's a good thing, but it's a good thing because you're able to gather information,
right?
And gathering the information, like I said, I don't knock it. Here's why. Here's my piece on why I disagree with listening to Black women as a whole. As a whole, not some Black women. I'm saying literally as a whole. And this is not just Black women, this is women in general.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because a lot of women tend to live in echo chambers, right? They tend to want what the other woman has. So this is why Real Housewives of Atlanta, this is why Married to Medicine and all these other shows you see are so prevalent and so popular, because, it creates that narrative of what the expectations should be of a man. And it's a false narrative. If we're not talking about our grandfathers and grandmothers of the past, we're talking about the average man. The average man. It's no different than like you would see a man and you see that man making, $60,000, but he's living comfortable.
Right.
Right? We're talking about a comfortable way of living. But
Absolutely.
he now chooses to deal with a woman, and she makes $60,000, but that's not good enough.
Right.
And it's not even to say that it's not good enough. It should be, but reality talk shows and all that for years
Mhm.
tell you to expect more from your black man.
Mm. That's
So
interesting.
it's not saying that you can't live with that type of money if you put it together and actually build on it. It tells you don't do that. And then when you see that kind of rhetoric, because we all know here's something that a lot of our women do. We go to, and honestly, I got to call you out on it. You put up a gay black man for an example of what
I
a
knew
man
they was gonna come for that.
should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That man is going to give you the statistics that sounds very similar to your talking points, to what women want to hear, as
Mhm.
opposed to a man that will give it to you real time, real talk. So that's what we're talking about is when you take in certain information, I believe you have to be careful. And that's why I say I don't rock with listen to black women. Because if I did, then I wouldn't be as productive as I am. I listen to black men who tell me where I need to go
Why you don't like
because I
so are you
want
saying
I want to be
sorry.
like them. Now, if I wanted a black woman, right? Let's say I was in the dating market, I would only listen to the women that I want, and I'll become that,
Mhm.
right? I'm not gonna just listen to any black woman telling me I need to step my game up and my money and you need to
Mhm.
and I need to get on your level. Like, no, I don't.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's not hard for a man to find a woman, especially a good looking man or a man that's about something,
I don't know about
right?
that. That's not actually yeah, that's not to me that's
Usually the problem is the woman that he wants. That's the problem.
well, and see, I think that's also a false narrative. I feel like, oftentimes we hear this thing where, oh my God, it's 5 women to every man. And listen, that is likely true. I know that you got the stats and I really respect that you call me with your stats. I didn't get a chance to look them up. But what I am saying is that to me, that's even a false narrative because you might have 5 women, right, to your one single man, but 4, maybe 5 of those women you're not even compatible with. So I even feel like going there that isn't a true statement. And I feel like a lot of men feel themselves like, oh, I'm the prize, I'm this, I'm that, because it's 5 to 1. But if your intention is to marry, then it's more so about intention and it's more so about compatibility, not about the fact that I have 5 different options, because those options could all be a dub. And also, and I gotta, and let me just say this, please, because let me just say this.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not yeah, no. No, I know we're both Libras. I know you don't like that, but we're both about healthy and balance. But
yeah.
it's not just about oh man here. I'm not a man basher. I'm not a feminist. I love everybody, child. It's about men and women and this debate culture and this divisive culture. And see, me even hearing you say that you don't like, I don't know if you were saying you don't like that podcast or if you don't, I don't know what you meant by that when you said you don't like the listen to black women podcast, but to me that's an issue because even if you don't like it, maybe we have to listen to black women to understand their experience because you as a man you can't talk from the black woman's experience, nor can I talk from the black man's experience. We have to listen. So I enjoy listening to black men and trying to understand, okay, this is their experience, because again, a lot of black men in my circle. I don't got no sisters. I have 3 older brothers, very close to them. I'm a daddy's girl. It is what it is. But like, this isn't about men or women. This is about men and women, which is why I like your meeting to marry, because it's like, okay, we're meeting to marry. We're not meeting for a side chick or meeting for a baby mama. We're meeting to marry. So what's the disconnect?
So and which is real, but like I'm saying, I'm not saying don't listen to any black women. I'm saying don't listen to
Mhm.
those black because those
Why?
black women because they don't preach the rhetoric that is conducive to a healthy relationship. They don't preach the
Mm.
rhetoric. I honestly just only for content creation purposes only. Because I don't want y'all fellas to think that I actually listen to Madame Noir. The only reason why I actually listen to it is because I review it, right? And in reviewing it, it's a problem. In reviewing
Mm.
it, you hear a lot of how you hear a lot of selfishness. And when I say selfishness, it's more of women that saying, "This is where I am in life. Leave me be. Let me be happy here." But men need to step their game up. No, be happy where you're at and deal with the men that want to deal with you. But if men don't want to deal with you, then don't down the men for not wanting to deal with you, but saying that they want something else. That's why I have a problem. And when you listen to that type of rhetoric, when you listen to that type of stuff, it does something to men. It does something to, you listening to it from a woman's point of view. But think about the man's point of view when he hears that what him working hard to make $60,000 is not enough. Him working hard to be where he's at right now, he needs to be more for his woman, right? And to men, it does something to you. So it's almost like this is where the standpoint of where you start seeing more of these men saying, you know what? I'm not good enough for my woman. Even though I'll try my luck elsewhere, right? So now you start looking at the marriage rates outside of our community, and it's actually Black men are married at a higher rate than our women, right? And it's not that really equals to we're marrying outside of our race because we're not, on top of marrying y'all at an 80% clip, we still now say, okay, for those that really want to be a husband, want a family, want legacy, but they make $70,000. Maybe this woman in wherever might think that, yo, I'm good enough for her. But my woman here don't think that I'm good enough for her.
But see, and I hear what you're saying. I respect it. I guess where I'm confused at, and I said this on that episode. If a man is making $60K and a woman says, hey, I don't really want a man that makes $60K. That's just not in my requirement in dating. Okay, that's not your man, that's not your woman. And furthermore, if the woman is saying, men who make $60K, because 60K in a lot of circumstances, that might not be a lot of money to live and to travel and to, live comfortably in a lot of situations. So if a Black woman is saying, okay, well, dang, all the men that I'm running into are men I'm just throwing out stuff. I make 150 a year. All the Black men that I'm running into make $60,000. That's a problem for me. And I'm gonna speak on it because it's like, well, why is it that me and my girls out here going to brunch, we out here making 6 figures, plus we traveling, passport, stamped up. And then every man I run into is telling me, it like isn't wanting to court me. And every man that I'm running into is 60K. And so now when I want to go on this trip, he can't go. So, that's just not my man. That's just not my woman.
Why can't he go though?
In a lot of circumstances, those men cannot go. A lot of these women are entrepreneurs. A lot of these women, like I said, make money and have more flexible schedules in these circumstances that I'm talking about, to where they might be able to have a flexible schedule and jump on a plane and go to, I don't know, Dubai for a week or whatever. In their experiences, they're saying that they're not running into men that have that level of flexibility. Now, are they there? I'm sure they're there. But go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
No. Yeah, I know you're listening. I guess what I'm saying is that they are running into those experiences where they have flexibility, they have excess income, and for whatever reason, the men that they're running into do not have that. Not saying that men who make 60K can't travel, not saying that they are not entrepreneurs. I'm just speaking for the voice of the women who are saying that they're continually running into men who don't have the finances and the level of flexibility that they have. That's not your person. Not your person.
So there's another stat, right? That says that Black women have the highest consumer debt, right? So it's a real stat. And to prioritize travel, to me is not why. See, Black men have to be logical when we move. We have to now say to ourselves, how can we do this and actually think about the family later on? So while you're prioritizing travel, not you per se, but a lot of the women that you run into, while they're prioritizing travel, and this man makes 60K and he can't just get up and go. Well, most people can't do that. So even those women that you are like looking at and saying that, most of them can't do it either. but this is what leaves them in debt. A lot of them have student loan debt. A lot of them have consumer debt. They're maxing out their credit cards. Then they're looking for a high-paid man to pay for it. You see what I'm saying? There's an imbalance.
But see, you're saying, like, you threw a whole word in there that I didn't say. I never said that they're prioritizing and they're being financially illiterate and irresponsible.
You used the word travel 3 times.
Travel, but not prioritize. I was just giving you an example. I never said that Black women are out here prioritizing traveling and maxing out their credit cards just so they can take pictures on the sands of Dubai. Never said that. I'm just saying, in these examples that I'm seeing on social media, that I'm seeing from women, you know, out kind of in my circle and outside of my circle, they are saying that, you know, they're running into that type of guy. And I don't think, I could feel strongly that these women are not saying, let me just max out my card. Like, I think that's a stretch. I think that's a stretch.
But it's happening though.
It's happening on both sides though. It's happening on both sides.
No, well, it's not as high with men. Like I said, there's an actual stat.
I would need to see that stat,
yeah. You could go on CDC.gov, go on blackdemographics.com, and type in Black women consumer debt, type into Black versus Black men consumer debt. Are men in debt in certain instances? Yeah, but we don't have as much student loans as y'all, because we don't go to school as often as y'all. On top of shopping, we don't shop as much as y'all. In a lot of cases, I personally know women that lose a lot of their money that they're supposed to be paying their bills with to travel to all of these places. Not all, right? Some. This is why you can hear such an imbalance on men saying, yeah, I could get up and travel. Right? Because we just, in our minds, that's not a thing. Like, I don't even think about that. And I could.
Can I ask you a question? Because, you know, I know that you're coming from the male experience, but everything that I hear you saying is kind of like pro the men. So let me ask you this, because I know that you're a married man. I know that you're, from what I have experienced, you seem to be like one of the good guys. You know what I'm saying? What do you think it is that men can work on? Like, we can bash the women all day and say, oh, their credit is bad, or what, they're trying, not credit is bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to flex for the gram, so they're out here maxing out their card to go on trips, whatever. What can the Black man do? What can the Black man do? Like, can we talk about that? What can the Black man do? Okay. What can your son do? What can your uncle do? What can your homeboy do who out here single? What can he do?
Okay, first I have to correct you, because I don't bash Black women, right?
Did I say that?
You did say that. And the reason why I make sure that we're doing this topic is to get away from why y'all are saying we're not good enough. That's the whole point of this. You know what I'm saying? You and me, maybe not literally, but meaning Black men, Black women, we're on the same level. We talked about this yesterday, you and I, and really, we're at like literally just a Black men earning over like just $100 more than y'all per weekly salary. We're not way above y'all like other races of men. We're not going crazy to where we're out earning y'all and all of that on average, right? So why is it that we aren't good enough? You see, and that's my point of this, is that the feeling of the Black man needs to step his game up for what? No, you need to come together with me so we can step our game up.
So the only way that a Black man can step his game up is to connect with a Black woman? I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correct.
Every society knows that, though, because the only way you have white men toppling over their societies is through family. The only way you have Asian men making it to the top of their societies are through family. Not just
but it's not family of them marrying. It's more so they done stole all the money, so they have the luxury of having this generational wealth passed down to them from grandpa. Yeah. So
well, guess what? Then we need to come together and fight. But
absolutely,
we're not doing
I agree.
So
I agree.
That's the problem. So it's not about the gender war. I'm not trying to perpetrate that. What I'm trying to say is we need to figure out how to come together. But I think when a lot of sisters hear men like me talk, it's instantly like you're pointing the finger at women. No, literally everything that I was saying just now had way more to do with coming together.
Right.
Had way more to do with, okay, you mentioned travel. I'm like, yo, that's not a priority for men. Why is it a priority for you? Why is that the thing that women will disqualify a man because he can't travel, or because he only makes 60,000, or because he can't just get up and go, or because he's not an entrepreneur? He's not doing what you do. If you make $120,000 and I make $60,000, you are now, we're neck and neck with $200,000 right now. So yeah, I could travel and you could travel still. But you don't want to fit the bill for me to travel, understandably so. Because I understand female nature, right? You want me to now pick up and do more in order to provide for the family. But maybe if you inspired me more, not saying that I need it, but women have always been known to be their male counterparts' helpmate, inspirational to their man, right? So how can we become more inspirational to each other? You inspire me to do more. When I met my wife, I didn't have what I have. She inspired me to build, right? That's inspiration. Right? So, yeah, she met me and I had to build myself. You think if more women thought like that, you think we'll have a better chance of building societies and toppling over the majority of people out there?
So I definitely agree because I've had the conversation with one of my brothers ad nauseum. So I think that, to your point, there is a big conversation about women who may make more than men not wanting to take their more money and connect it to a man that has less money. And because you said when you met your wife, and how old were you whenever you met your wife?
What am I, 40? It's 15 years ago. So however I was back then, it was like, what, 30, 20, 29.
Right, late 20s, right, late 20s, early 30s. So I think, and I could be wrong, and if women are watching, let me know. But I think that women, especially Black women, but women in general, would be more comfortable maybe connecting their money at a young age. But I think when you start going to like 45, 50, even 60, and now we're talking about those same numbers, I don't know if I was like, my mom is 80 years old. I don't know if she would advise me at my age to connect myself with another man, be it Black, white, green, who makes considerably less than I do at my big age, because, oh, well, both our money together, we can really build something. But why at your age, why are you so far behind? And it would definitely be a risk as a woman to be like, you know what? He only making 45, 50 a year, whatever. Let me give him a chance. But, and again, I have not experienced this, but I feel like I can understand why a woman might be a little bit nervous at her big age to blend her money with somebody who's at her same age or older, who's considerably less. Like, would you advise your daughter, I don't know if you have a daughter, but if you had a daughter, would you advise your daughter, let's say she was 40 years old and she was dating a man that made way less than her. Maybe he was had roommates, living with his mom because he's trying to get himself on his feet. Because, like you say, the goal is to bring the money together. We want to bring the money together for the common good of the community. Would you advise your 40-year-old daughter to connect herself to a 40, 45, 50-year-old man who has considerably less money than her and assets?
So what I would do personally is vet that man out. And if the man is vetted out right and I see that he has aspirations, I would try to figure out why. Why are you in your 40s and did life happen to you? And if I see that this man has goals, that it's a clear plan for his family, which would be my daughter, I would not knock it. How do you think Tabitha Brown is married? She married a cop, right? He was making considerably less than her.
In college.
But however you look at it, a lot of women would have still left that man the moment she made more money. But then she ended up retiring him.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. But they met. They've been rocking together for a very long time, so it wasn't just like she met him off the street at 40 years old, 50 years old, and then she retired him. I don't think she would have done that. I honestly don't think that she would have done that. She's talking. Give me an example of that aligns to what I'm saying. Because if I've known you for 20
most
years,
rich women do that though. Look at Nicki Minaj. Look at a lot. These women are highly successful women that can't meet a man that make as much money as them. And the reason why they can't is because that men that make as much money as them tend to go for younger women. So now it forces them to have to deal with a man that makes less money. But
Nicki
guess what
Minaj
they
is
want?
isolated. I mean, she's a celebrity, like,
Well, okay, it's the same thing for a lawyer. It's the same thing for a doctor. It's the same thing for these high, echelons women that we're talking about that have the opportunity to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, but they meet a good, solid man that has substance, that has plans, that knows where he wants to go. He has the opportunity to build on top of that, especially with the right woman by his side. To be his helpmate to get him further in life. But if money is the bottom line, then yeah, we have a problem. We have a problem because women.
No, I'm not cut you off. I'm sorry. There may be a delay.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I guess one thing that I also want to point out here is that if you look at my podcast, if you look at my YouTube, I have a whole episode talking about provider. Now we're just talking specifically about money. And even you said to me, the main thing in what you said, if that was your daughter, is that you would vet, right? You would have a conversation to see, okay, is this man, like, first question is, why are you 50 years old and you're so far behind? So you're going to vet, you're going to use your wisdom, your discernment to make sure that this person is worthy, or whatever the better word is, of aligning with, right? But I'm very big on saying a provider is more than financial. So whereas financial is a big piece of it, I think one place where women go wrong, thank you. One place where women go wrong is that they're focusing 100% on finances. And we know that $60K for a man that don't have no kids, a man that has little debt, is very different for, a man that might make six figures and he got 3 damn kids and he got a bunch of child support and he has a bunch of debt. So it's so many factors that go into it. One thing that I liked that you said yesterday on our conversation, and it really made me want to dig more into it, was maybe these statistics, because it's about algorithm. So maybe my algorithm, for whatever reason, is showing these sad women who are saying that they are meeting these bums and whatever the case might be. And it could just be my algorithm, I suppose. And again, if you're in the comments, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. But I like what you were saying about, well, maybe that algorithm is wrong. Like, maybe what I'm seeing in my algorithm is wrong. And maybe the average Black man and the average Black woman are really neck and neck. And if that's the case, then that does make me look at things a little bit differently. I will say that. I didn't get a chance to verify those stats, but if what you were saying,
it's if you Google it right now and just say, who makes more, the average Black man or the average Black woman, it'll tell you right there on Google. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from those labor statistics. You could even boil that down to 2024 stats, right? And it'll give you an exact number of what's going on. So yeah, we're not doing better than each other, not on average. But the problem is you got the same women that's making 45K saying I need a man that makes 250K when that average. Talk to me. What's up?
I like the respect. I like the respect. This question is truly burning in my soul ever since we first encountered each other. And that was when we talked about that whole Listen to Black Woman episode. It seemed to be triggering to a lot of Black men. And I'm just really curious to ask you this. And I just really am curious for your answer. So in that particular episode, a lot of the Black women were saying that they're okay with being alone. They're okay with having their cats. They've dated, Black men. They haven't had the best of luck. And in this new age world, whether right or wrong, women truly don't technically need a man, for things that they might have necessarily needed them for in the beginning. Do you agree with that? Because I feel like sometimes we think, and I don't know how you were raised, whatever, but I know I was raised very traditional. I was raised with my mom and my daddy, and you go to college, you get your husband, you start your family, and that's what you do, and you're, the man is ahead, whatever the case might be. But in this new world, it looks very different. So are you okay and are you comfortable with this new world? Or are you thinking that this new world is toxic and maybe we need to go more so back to the non-current way of thinking? I'm curious of that question to you because I really feel like you wasn't with these new age women who had these new age way of thinking, but there's a lot of this isn't the old day. Like there's a lot more options, there's a lot more opportunity. They can make a lot more money. They can literally have a baby without a man. So I'm just curious on your thoughts about that because they're not doing anything wrong by just evolving with time and opportunity.
So, in a household, could you and I both agree that raising a child in a two-parent household is the best way to raise a child?
The best, yeah, I agree.
Okay. Because it could, we all know that a single mother could raise a kid, just like a single father could raise a
Right.
child, right? But it's balanced, right? So once you have a healthy mother and a healthy father, that's the best type of situation for a child.
Mhm.
So this is why I have a
Absolutely.
problem with that. This is why I have a problem with that show, because what that show does, right? Yeah, you might not
Mhm.
need me as a woman. 1000%, you don't need me, but your kids do. Our kids do. So long as you're sitting here saying that I'm okay with my son being a statistic or my daughter being a statistic, then oh yeah, go ahead. Do what you do. Could we honestly say that the black community is healthy right now on the rate that it's moving?
No.
Right. So, but could we honestly say we can't blame slavery, right? Because we were
Mhm.
together during slavery. We can't blame Jim Crow. Those days are done. But because we was
Right.
together, we built Black Wall Street off of that. So let's look at why today we can't get it together. And it has a lot more to do with that rhetoric of those specific type of women, right? That's out here saying and pushing these narratives that we don't need men, get a cat. And we're fine and we can raise kids on our own and I'll just have my son and I'll be good and it don't matter. But then now all of a sudden your son is out of control and you want a man to help raise him. I don't understand that. That was your choice. And life don't owe us any type of understanding. We all have to live with our choices. So if your
Mhm.
son now becomes a menace to society, blame yourself. How come the mother gets all the accolades though,
Mhm.
if the son turns out to be an NBA player, a baseball player, a football player, or anything major, a doctor, a scientist, or a lawyer, but then she also will not take the accolades and blame the daddy that's not there if he becomes a criminal, right? If he becomes
Mhm.
a junkie, if he becomes all the negative things of life. This is why the two-parent household is more conducive. So guess what? It doesn't mean that your child won't be a bum. What that means, if you have a mother and a father, but
Mhm.
you statistically stand a better chance of being better when we're together.
And I agree with that. And in a perfect world, I'm certain that every woman, every heterosexual woman would love to partner with a beautiful black man and start a beautiful black family and go off into the sunset. But in the cases of these women who are maybe celebrities, and you referenced Nicki Minaj, and we know that her husband has allegedly been called a ped and all types of different things, right? So what do you say to the women who 40, 45 plus and they're not finding the men, and in their eyes they don't want to settle, so they go out and have the kid by themselves, and they're rich. These are a lot of these women are well-to-do women, so they're going to raise well-to-do kids and offspring, but there's just at that time no father in the home. What do you say to them? Should they not have those kids? Should they just continue to wait for a man? Like, what options do they have?
It's selfish.
Mm.
So to say that you want to bring a child in this world, knowing that the statistics are not in their odds, knowing that you're not giving them the best option, because yeah, you could be rich, but what money is not all it takes to raise a child,
Right.
right? My son right now, he doesn't understand money. You know what I'm saying? He knows
Mm.
that he's able to come home and look at mommy and daddy and say, "I love the both of y'all." That's it. So
Mm.
yeah, you know, it's a selfish thing to say I want to be a single mom. I want to do it because that's what you want to do. But that child is not asking for that.
But how you know they're going to
That
be a single
child
mom?
wants
Like, how you think they're gonna be a single mom? Like they could meet someone later down the line, but there is a health, there's biological issues when it comes to women. We know the older they get, it does become harder and it does become more of a risk. So you're saying that, okay, if they should take into the consideration that, well, you know what, I'm a single mom now and I only got 2 years left before there's a lot of risk in me having a kid, but so let me just not have a kid because it's selfish. You don't know where you're going to be.
Yeah, so possibilities or probabilities, right? Now we're talking along those lines. Is it possible that they'll find a husband and sweep them off their feet and take them and her kid? It's possible, right? But look at the marriage rates. But we're now married at a 30% rate on average, the Black community, right? Those of us that choose to get married. So the chances that she's going to find a husband later statistically are against her own odds. And yeah, why would a man that's successful now want to come in and deal with a woman that chose to have a kid on her own when he could have chose to make a baby with a younger woman by himself, right? And it's his child. He knows that's his child. Oh, you watching the comment section? All right, yo, hold on.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I wasn't. I was looking at my monitor.
Let me get to these comments real quick. All right, we got a $20 super chat from my guy. I'm so chill. He says,
"Oh no,
BS." Oh man, he said she talking about women who've been ran through and ran over, and now all they are getting is guys who are willing to pay above market value for a Honda. LOL. He says, "What's good, GMT? Shout out to everyone."
Why he didn't say what's good to me? Because he don't.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? He said he did call you out though. He said he was talking.
Yeah, he always calling me out on some negative stuff. I'm gonna have to get him.
You have to get him. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my guy Blockchain with the $100 super chat. You sound like Kid. I got it. He says, shout out to my guy GMTT. Thank you so much and salute to you, my brother. So yeah. So back to what we were talking about, right? So that's the problem. So yeah, those women could do whatever they want to do. Do what you want, but understand what you're putting in this world actually matters. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just you.
So again, because I really do respect you. I really do respect what you got going on. And I just love to see a healthy Black man with a healthy marriage and all those good things. So to me, if I dumb this down all the way down to Rita and Rainbow, are you saying that the big answer to this is for women to maybe dumb down their requirements and begin to connect with Black men and merge their funds, even if it's, a little bit more, a little bit, less, whatever? You're saying that Black women just need to, I don't know, adjust how they think, adjust how they pick a partner, and be more open. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm sure Black women are going to look at this and maybe they're going to rethink how they're doing the dating process.
Okay. All right, so then let me answer it the best way I know how. Would it be ridiculous for a Black man to have a requirement on a woman's hair?
A requirement on a woman's hair? Would it be ridiculous? Not ridiculous, no.
Okay. Would it be ridiculous for a Black man to have a requirement on women's weight?
No.
Okay. Would it be ridiculous for a man to have a man to have a requirement for a woman's finances?
No.
Okay. So once it's not ridiculous, then cool. But understandably, understand that you are a single thinking woman. A lot of Black men tell women, take that weave out your hair, and we get chewed out for it. A lot of Black men tell women, lose weight, we get chewed out for it, body shaming. A lot of men tell women that, since you require X from me, I require X from you financially, and we get shamed for it, right? So it's the same. Men and women are going to have their requirements. Some of them could be ridiculous. And in reality, some of these women requirements are ridiculous. It's just like some men are too. Men will disqualify a woman because she has a weave on today. Not saying she could be natural under that. She could have all of her hair, but that don't matter to some men. You would get disqualified for having it on today, as if it's something you can't change, right? Or we'll tell you, all right, you look good, but you kind of need that little midsection. Get that going, and we'll disqualify you because of that, right? So that's the thing. So when you start looking at a lot of women, when you hear them talk, it's almost like y'all don't have ridiculous requirements, and it's like what you guys expect in a man is what a traditional man is supposed to be. But I always say, is today's woman traditional as well? No, none of us are traditional. The majority of us are modern. So we have to come up with a modern way of thinking, a modern standard. And it shouldn't be a way to keep us apart. It should be a way to bring us together. But we now, as a Black community, try to find modern ways to keep us apart. We try to disqualify you because of your current status, what you currently look like, and not what you are. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with men, with women to men. Y'all disqualify us because of what we currently have, not what our potential is. So you're telling her that even when women hear the word potential, I'm not doing that. I ain't dealing with a man for potential is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I
not
make
in every
100,000.
circumstance, but it is a great thing, but not in every circumstance. Like you said, if that was your daughter, you have to vet and ask questions. So potential is great in some circumstances. Some circumstances it isn't.
Potential is a word that means that you are on the way, right? I think there's a difference between a man that's dreaming and talk big things, but there's no action behind it. Let me ask you a question. You look at me like a man that's moving forward, right?
Yeah.
You see potential in me to marry. You see potential in what I'm doing here right now. You see potential in me building an audience and being great at what I do.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't know why I got blurry. I'm out of focus. But the reason why you see that potential in me is because I'm moving forward. Every day there's something tangible, right? Every day there's something happening. I'm calling you. You actually see. It's not no big amount of money I'm getting paid. I'm not in the tens of millions from YouTube, but a lot of people that see what I'm doing want to attach themselves to it. The potential. If you met a man like that, what's wrong with it?
Can I give you an example? Because I had one experience that in my life of dating where I dated a man based on his potential. I must have been in my 30s and I met a man, great guy. He didn't have his own. He was actually living with a cousin and his, girlfriend. He had aspirations to be a writer. He was working at this warehouse where he wasn't making a lot of money, but I still gave him a chance because I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm a go-getter. I want to elevate. So maybe if I attach myself to you and you see what I'm doing, and I feel like when you're dating, there's some people are smarter in certain things and have certain skills, and that to me that's one of the beauties of dating someone is that maybe what I'm weak at you're strong at and vice versa. So when I was a single woman and I was out here dating, that was my experience. That one time dated this man for several months. I remember he was working this really mediocre job. I said, hey, right across the street, you can I will help you with your resume. I will help you network, whatever. I will help you try to get your resume right, apply for jobs. I did all of that. He still didn't want to find a job. He still was happy making the pennies with the Mexicans, child, because that's what he was doing. I remember I still stuck with him, I said, you know what? I'm gonna rub off on him, So I remember I wanted to go to simply to Myrtle Beach, right? I wanted to go and celebrate. Maybe it was our anniversary at the time. He couldn't afford to go to Myrtle Beach, and I'm giving you this example because obviously it did not work out. But I feel like this is a lot, even though I have that one story, this is a lot of women's stories. And maybe when they have this one bad experience, then that's a good question. Maybe when they have these one-off bad experiences, that changed their whole viewpoint because they don't want to continue to have these bad experiences. Again, I'm just speaking for the what ifs, you know?
Right.
But that's a good question,
Now,
yeah.
so now if you look at that was and why that was a great question is who taught you how to vet these men?
So I will say this. That was just me kind of doing some type of charity work. I know that sounds awful, but like I this is so awful, but I was not raised to, align myself with the kind of person that this man was, but I saw his potential. I saw that he wrote great plays. I saw that,
Right.
yeah,
You
your
should have
resume
brought him
isn't
to your
good, but
you should have brought him to a man in your life.
well, I
You have
did.
a
And when
father.
yeah.
And
And when I
you
did
should have brought
that,
him
they were like, no. So
right.
yeah, I
But
did do
did you
that.
so
Yeah.
you chose not to listen. You chose to pick
Well,
up
I
a
didn't
charity
like I broke
thing.
up with him. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but yeah, of course, eventually, right? But I'm sure sexual activities may have happened before you broke up with him. Certain things that takes away from a woman's virtue happens because you make a decision off of how you feel, not off of what the men are telling you to do. There's a reason why in other cultures there's still dowries that a man has to pay in order to deal with a person's daughter, right?
Right.
There's a reason why that still happens because men understand men better than any woman can. So when
Mhm.
you make your own decisions on women, guess what we have? On men, I'm sorry, we have chaos. We have a bunch of people in relationships, out of relationships. We have a high divorce rate at 50%. In our community, 80%. We have so much going on wrong because everybody's doing their own thing other than saying, let's do what we're supposed to do. Most of us say we're Christian. Most of us say we are, but none of us want to follow the Bible at all. None of us want to
What
follow
happens if
Christianity
that
at
woman
all.
doesn't have a man in her life to, ask?
You have most women have a man that at least loves them to some degree, not all,
Mm.
but most, right? That
Mhm.
will tell them I'm looking out you for your best interest. Even in your particular circumstance, you had a man you could have brought him to, but you didn't. So you didn't bring him, or if you did, you didn't listen.
Yeah.
So because we're doing what we want to do, we got to stop that. We have to do what we're told. We're parents for a reason,
Mhm.
right? We're parents for a reason, and we really need to understand that the father has the best interest for the daughter and won't lead you wrong so long as he's a healthy man, so long
Mhm.
as you know he loves you, so long as your mother picked right.
Yeah,
So
and I guess the difference for that, and I hear what you're saying, and I have a great male community, a great male circle of my father and my brothers to to go to for advice and for conversation. But a lot of women don't come from that. And I know you're saying, well, most women probably have a man that they trust that they can go to, but a lot of women don't even respect some of the men in their lives. And I don't really know if it's that common to say that most women have at least one man they can go to. I don't really know how true that is.
that's wild for you to even say that, right?
Mhm.
For you to even say that most women don't have a man that they could even respect is crazy. That's generation and
Respect
generation
their
of
opinion, yeah. To take
yeah.
another man's opinion. They don't wanna sleep
That's
with him.
that's that's respect. Respect, in my
Right.
opinion, is respect all across the board. You know what I'm saying? My wife respect me over loving me. I don't care about
Mm,
that love shit. Respect me. Same thing
right.
for my daughter, right? It'll be the same if I had a daughter. I have all sons, by the way. But if I
Aw.
did have a daughter, it'll be the same thing. Respect me over loving me. So
Mm,
the problem started with your mama's mamas, and your mama's mama's mamas for not putting a man in your life that could respect, that you could respect. Other races of people don't have that same sentiment about men. They
wait, so I'm
don't.
sorry, it's the mom's fault for not say that again? It's the mom's fault for what?
For not having a man that you could look up to as the daughter to respect. Because it's her responsibility to have healthy men to have around her children. It's her responsibility. It's your responsibility to do the same for your children. It is. Just like it's the father's responsibility to have healthy women in his life as well. I am my child's protector. So I need to make sure
you
that
are, but a lot of these men have offspring and they bounce. And I feel like you're saying that, well, it's up to the mom to pick different, but a lot of these women get with men, start families, and then these men flip out, they cheat, they do other things, and I'm just, listen, this ain't my situation, I'm just talking in general. but because people blockchain will come into the next thing, child. But I'm just saying, like,
blockchain gonna come for you, by the way. He gonna
I
come for you
know, God, Jesus. But what I'm saying is, I just hate to, and I know that you're not doing this, but what you're saying to me, I hear that if the woman just chose better, then she wouldn't be a single mother. If the woman, whatever. But what about the men who leave in a woman to be a single mother? The men who are getting these women pregnant and then bouncing and not supporting them and not being in that child's life. Like, I just don't like the way I'm hearing it, as if, oh, the woman needs to choose better. Like, this two people that laid down and had kids.
How often, on average, do you think women don't understand the man that they with before they lay down with him?
I think often.
So you think that they know that the man? So you just contradicted everything you just said.
How?
Because if often women know that the man, I'm talking about know the man that they with before they give him an offspring, and you're saying that often they know that man, then guess what?
What I'm
they
saying,
chose bad because that man left.
Let me clear it up. What I'm literally saying is that a woman meets a man. The man is the man of her dreams. She vetted him. He seemed to be a great man. She trusts him. She trusts what he says. They begin to have a family together. Then later down the line, okay, maybe this family is too much for him, or maybe he cheats with another woman. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that she picks the man. I do feel like that's often. I feel like that is often. I feel.
No, what's more common in our community is just people having sex as boyfriend, girlfriend, and having babies. Most children in our community are born out of wedlock. These are not families that's making these babies. So for you to say that, it's a negative, it's a false.
No, I answered your question. No.
But what I'm saying that is because these women don't know these men because they're not taking the time to get to know that I'm giving a man a baby that ain't ish, that will leave. That who's stuck with the baby after they have a child, the father or the mother? You. So if we know that you're stuck with the baby, it's one, and then you have the all 1,000% choice of saying if this child is going to be born or not. So it's your full responsibility to make sure that that womb is 1,000% protected, because these men will sleep with anything.
That's
so
true.
if we understand that that's male nature and how men are, I can't talk to those men. They're going to do what they do. I got to talk to the woman who's responsible for protecting her womb. Yes, I'll tell a young man, protect your seed. But I got to also tell women, guard your womb, because the likelihood is you'll get bamboozled by a man that you think is going to be there for you because he told you sweet nothings. Now you're stuck with a baby, no commitment, no nothing. And that's how the majority of our children are born, out of wedlock, out of having an actual family, and a man is just saying, you know what, this is too much for me, I'm going to leave. That's not common. The numbers refute that.
Well, listen, I'm just here for the debate piece. At the end of the you know what I'm saying? I will tell you, when I agree, I'll keep it a buck. Like, I feel like women do have to do better, but I'm just I try to speak from all sides. My thing in conversation is I try to see other people's sides. So if I'm talking to a woman and her story is the story that I'm telling you, then that's her story. I'm not going to negate her. I'm not going to negate her story. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to be understanding. If I'm going to listen to Black women, maybe her story isn't my story, but I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to take what I can help with, and whatever is trash, I'm going to just throw it in trash,
I feel you. I hear you. Mr. Walker, shout out to you for the $5 sticker. My dude, thank you so much. I don't know.
Cousin,
I don't think that's your cousin. And we got 5 memberships gifted from my guy Blockchain. What up, family? Shout out to you, and thank you so much. for always being a channel sponsor and looking out for your boy. I know you're gonna get Melanie the next time you see her. She's gonna be at the reunion. So for season 2.
Is Blockchain the guy who was at the reunion?
Yeah, he was there. He had the Cybertruck.
Send me my pictures that you was taking. Send them to me, please. I wanna see them. He said that I was.
Hold on. He said I missed the first super chat. No, I think you may have stepped away. But the $100 super chat, I did give a shout out to the $100 super chat. And actually Melanie did the horns for you. She did some fake horns like
I sure did.
So, but yeah, definitely thank you so much, my guy. I really appreciate you all the time, my brother. For real.
What a healthy conversation. I just love this. I love this. We might not always agree, but at least we can have a conversation. We ain't calling each other's names. You know what I'm saying? We ain't cussing at each other for the most part. It's a conversation. It starts with a conversation. I have a lot of takeaways. Like I have a lot of takeaways from, stuff that you said. So, I mean, I think it starts there. Healthy communication.
Right. Which is true. I want to play something real quick. Let me present this for you. Okay. No, I got you. It ain't crazy. I got you.
I'd be scared every time.
No. Not crazy. I got your back. Hold up. We out here. So this. I love this, by the way.
Okay.
So someone sent me this earlier. I think it was Quint. Quint sent me this. And I really was like, that's why I wanted to talk about this. So let's play.
Mm-hmm.
For the 100 years, the number one challenge is the existential crisis of the Black family. The existential crisis of the Black family. Marriage in our culture is down to 34%. When we were growing up, it was 85%. It's now down to 34%. 71% of our sisters are not married. 29% will never get married. 63% of our brothers are not married. 30% of them will never get married. There is no culture in the history of humankind that has risen to maximize their full human potential without family at the center of their culture. This only exists. This is an interesting but negative statistic. This phenomenon of the existential crisis of our family only exists among African American Black people. It does not exist on the continent or anywhere else in the diaspora. So there must be something in the water. We must fix this. It is a lot easier said than done because it is impacting our wealth. Quick statistics. For 350 years, household median income was dominated by white people. They were number one in this country. They no longer are number one, they're number three, and there's a reason for it. So who has the highest household median wealth in America? It's East Indians, $104,000 a year. What's the marriage rate in the East Indian culture? 94%. Two are working. Who's number two? Chinese Asians. Household median income, $110,000 a year. Marriage rate close to 70%. Number three are white people. Household median income, $88,000 a year. What's the marriage rate? Almost 50%. Down significantly. Number four are Hispanics. Household median income, $61,000 a year. Marriage rate, close to 70%. We are at the bottom. Household median income, $55,000 a year. Marriage rate, 34%. And projected based on facts and statistics that if we do not fix this, because white folks ain't fixing this, our marriage rate will be in the low teens in the next 20 years. This is an enormous challenge. That's a whole talk by itself on how do we fix it. It can be fixed, but we have to, first of all, understand that this is a problem. No one's talking about this problem. This is a huge problem. It's the number one problem in our culture. So we must fix it.
So
that's crazy.
So this is why statistics are very important when we start to talk about just random stuff, right? We want to make sure that when we, you know, start to say who's doing what, I'm better than you, you're this. No, no, no. No, you're not better than me. We're the same right now, right? East Indians, like he said, their medium household income is well over $100,000. And guess what? Both are working.
Mm.
The husband brings to the table, the wife brings to the table, and they build together. They have more wealth than even white people. White people now are still low because a lot of them are carry a lot of feminist ideologies when it talks to some of their women,
Mm.
right? So it's still low because a lot of white men are more conservative. They want to be with their women. They desire their women more than any other woman, but it's still low compared to us at the complete bottom. And here we are saying what black men need to do better, what black women need to do better.
That's
And all we
awful.
can do better is actually get together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to push the narrative that you should be a single mom or you're 40 years old. Let's get these children, inseminated in us, and then poof, here goes the son that I'm gonna raise on my own because I got bread and that's all I need to raise kids.
Can I say something?
Yes.
And I hate to say this, child. I really do. You may have really changed a lot of my opinions. And I hate that. I hate it, but I love it. It's this lady on YouTube. Her name.
I love that.
With certain
love
things,
it.
but it's this lady on YouTube. She's very popular. I think she's a black lady. Her name is like Raya TV, and she's always coming on making, as a black woman, she's always coming on making these think pieces and reviewing these videos, kind of coming at the black woman. And I remember thinking, like, girl, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you going against black women and you're a black woman? And I'm so scared to say this on this thing because I know it's not mine. I can't delete it later, but but like, I really feel like after this conversation and just especially after those stats that you gave me yesterday, like, I'm just really feeling like, am I about to be a riot? Now, I'm not about to be a riot because I still have loyalty to black women, but I feel like it's not about loyalty to black women or loyalty to black men. Maybe it's more so about loyalty to black community and the black family and getting us out of that bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This is crazy. You might have changed me.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's really your algorithm is what you care about the most, right? What you care to listen to the most. So my algorithm obviously is the same. What I care to listen to the most. So I hear more things on how could families be together.
Wow.
Right. You might hear more things on why black men ain't stepping up. Right. So, which is exactly how the conversation started. So, we really need to, but if we really care to be together, then we need to be mindful of what we intake, right? When you're scrolling on your phone. This is why I'm anti Madame Noir. This is why I'm anti those specific type of women, the Melissa Fords. I love black women. I do. You know what I'm saying? I love black families. I love black people. You know what I'm saying? I really do, to my core, which is why I created the show. Even though the idea is not to keep it primarily black. The concept of family is important to me. I'm black, so guess what? A lot of black families are going to gravitate to me. You know what I'm saying? When black men and black women want to be together, they're going to try to meet to marry. So that's the whole point of why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's not to further divide the black men and the black women. It's to bring us together. It's to call out an actual point. Never once, and this is why I despise when women say that I bash women or I'm a woman basher or things along those lines. It's because they're not really listening to me. If you listen to me, I try to say, stop thinking that way, ladies, and start thinking that, how can I get with my black men? Because I don't want to be at a 17% marriage rate when most of us do desire to be together. Most of us, not all, but most. The greater, my other phone is over there. The greater majority of us desire to be together. So how can we be accountable on why we're not together?
I got a lot to process, and I gotta give it to you. I hate that. I hate it, but I love it.
You should hold on to I love it because it's a start to even you being a content creator and what narratives you push out because it matters, right? And yes, you could be a content creator for strictly entertainment value. I just want to entertain people. I don't really care of the message that's out there, but I don't think that's you. That's why I rock with you.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I rock with you because I hear that you're a woman that can look at things both ways. And I like that because that's balance, right? You hear the my phone is driving me crazy. You hear the man, you hear the woman, and you have a balance on how you rock with them.
Yeah. And I just hate to be, I don't
I'm
want to
listening.
be, I just don't want to be a hypocrite because, I say this ad nauseum, my experience is great black men. You know what I'm saying? That's just, my experience is just great black men. I'm very, very close to my brothers. Like, and I almost feel like sometimes am I coming like my fiance, he's told me that my views on what black men should be are somewhat naive because a lot of his friends, a lot of his experience are, more toxic, maybe I would say. But for me, I like I said in the beginning, when I look at black men, I expect certain things because all the black men I know are great black men. They are, mostly married black men. They are doing the things that a lot of black women say that black men don't do. So that's literally why, like, when I'm on social media and I'm looking and I'm trying to get these stories, I'm actually looking for these, black women who have these bad experiences because I'm just actually interested to understand, well, damn, what's your experience and like where are you dating at? And was your dad in your home? Like, I really want to understand because it's truly just not been my experience. So I'm just always open to these kind of conversations. Your phone, I think you're muted, maybe. Are you muted?
Oh, my fault. I said, look at Kit. Kit talking about I'll never ever change her mind. Listen, we know Kit. Kit is she's the biggest feminist, non-feminist woman I've ever met. She on both sides of the fence. So she played both sides of the fence. So I understand that Kit is going to rebut everything I said. Me and Kit went to war on YouTube like many times. Like literally,
Really?
is a thumbnail of a battle of me and Kit. And I walked up. She didn't want no more problems after that. But
where does Kit's views come from then? Like what is the basis of her views? Is it based off her experience? Like where does her feministic thought pieces come from?
I don't know, Kit. You want the link? You want to come up, Kit?
I would love to know because that's crazy. I feel like everybody should be open. Everyone should be open to healthy conversation and listening and maybe changing their point of views in a healthy way. So I'm interested to know why.
Oh no, not Kit. Kit, you want to come up? I'll send you the link, Kit. If you want to come up,
somebody said Kit is the ratchetest. That's awful. Who is that?
That's her best friend.
But, oh God.
Yo, Wall Street, what up, man? What up? So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why you hear me saying a lot of what I'm saying. And it's really on how to bring us together, how to stay away from the foolishness. A lot of us are only living in our. Kim had said something a few months ago, right? She said a statement of, the world is, it was along these lines. I don't want to say it verbatim. I can't remember it verbatim, but it was along these lines of the kids in Africa with the flies in the eye, right? That's all they see is the fly in the eye. So they don't understand that there's different things out there as well, right? But my rebut to that was, that's when you become an adult, that's your ignorance, right? Because if you choose not to see the world different and you choose to say that the world is just filled with flies all over the place, That's where it's like you become the problem. It's your
Right.
ignorance. It's you that feel that way because that's not the real world. This is why stats are so important because if you base it off of anything else, it's just how you feel. It's just off of people's own anecdotal experiences, which is really invalid to life. Because if I turn around and say the majority of Black women are not marriageable, well, where's the stats to say that? That's just my feeling, right? If you say the majority of Black men are not marriageable, same thing. That's your feelings. But where's the stats behind that? If stats are showing that Black men are married at a higher rate than our women, then yeah, Black men want to be husbands. We want marriage. And believe it or not, Black women are usually Black men's first choice.
I believe it.
We choose y'all 7 days over another woman. It's only when we feel as if we can't get cooperation or what we need from you, we tend to say, you know what? Let me go somewhere else because that right there,
That
I
looks
can
easier.
get cooperation from. I don't want to fight my woman. Who wants to fight? You know what I'm saying? Why do I need to tame my woman? Why do I need to handle my woman? You're not a damn lion. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
that's another narrative. I mean, that's the angry Black woman you got to tame. That's just not accurate.
Well, it's not even about the angry Black woman narrative, right? It's way more about what women say. So you'll hear when men say, I'm going another way. Women say it's because Black men can't handle Black women. Why does any man need to handle you? Relationships are not supposed to be like that. They're hard, but for different reasons, right? My marriage is not easy. Me and her don't wake up every day and say, oh my God, I just love you so much. And we all over each other. Sometimes I don't want to see her for a whole damn week.
Damn.
But when we come together and we build. That's marriage.
Beautiful.
I don't have to tame my wife. I don't have to handle her. And I wouldn't deal with a woman if I had to handle her. I wouldn't deal with a woman if you put me in a point or position where I feel I have to challenge and push and pull with you in this marriage, I'm done. Wow. Because you know why you would do that to me is because you don't respect me. And you will respect whenever a woman respects a man, there's really zero to no pushback on his direction.
That's very true. That is very true.
So if I know you don't respect me, guess what? My mind might go to you might cheat on me. Because you might, if a man comes up to you that can give you a directive and you want to listen to him and you don't listen to me, that man done won you.
That man doesn't what?
He won you over. He got you.
Oh, for sure. For sure. 100%. I have a friend and she's with this man and they have been together for a while and the man he started out in the first year or so very much in that masculine energy, very much giving, not very much, but I feel like from what I've heard her say, he talked a good game about what he could do. They combined together, to come together and start this Black family. And now when I talk to her, I feel like she's saying things like she's having to take more of a masculine role in their relationship because from what I see, he seems to be a really good guy. He has a good job. He handles the job space, but anything else outside of his career and his job, he don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So now she's at a space where they've been together for a couple of years and now she's lost a lot of respect for him because when I talk to her, she's doing things with her car. She's doing things with like fixing stuff around the house. She's doing a masculine role all while working. So it's like, I feel like she's probably lost a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, likely. The likelihood is that. Do me a favor, Kit. Hit the lick, Kit. I just put it in the chat. That's for you, Kit. Kit only. Come on, Kit. Let's have the conversation about everybody gonna be like, "Whoa, we got an open panel. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it." You know what I'm saying? So she gonna.
Oh God, Highway 20 said he a Libra too.
Yeah, that's my guy, Skinny. What up, family? You know what I'm saying?
Um,
So that's just the thing, it's like,
So in that
how,
situation, what would you advise to that lady?
if you don't respect your man, leave your man.
Damn.
Because you're dishonoring a man if you don't respect him. Most men that are most men, yo, Professor, what up, man? Uh-oh, here go kid.
Mm.
Uh-oh, what up? What?
What's
What
wrong
up,
with you?
kid?
Is
She
she frozen or is she just mad?
she she frozen and mad,
Mm,
both.
mm.
Uh-oh.
I'm not frozen and I'm not mad. Mm-mm-mm.
I want to hear from Kid, the
Let's hear it from kid.
feminist.
The feminine,
So here's the thing. I'm not a feminist. I'm a realist.
feminine.
And
Mm.
sometimes a realist can be seen as a feminist when you don't agree with a lot of the patriarchal views that
Oh,
are that govern our society, right? So when I say the things that I say, of course when it doesn't align and it's not, exactly how they feel that I should think, walk, and chew gum, all of a sudden I'm a feminist and I'm like this backlash
Mm.
of don't you dare subscribe to that woman. You know what I'm saying? She's just the worst. And anybody who knows me will tell you like that ain't it. You feel what I'm
Mm.
saying? So for me, it's more about and he knows I'll joke, I'll cut up in the chat because I mean it's the chat. You got to cut up
that's
in there,
kid.
right? But and it's me, I'm gonna cut up anyway. But I will say that don't get me wrong. I think a lot of what you said, have validity and it makes sense. But I also say, people like to put titles and then give it this level of responsibility or whatever. So for me, I personally feel like a father shouldn't have to have a marriage license in order to be a dad. And a lot of people will say, well, you had this kid out of wedlock. But here's the thing, we both had a kid out of wedlock, right? And
Mm.
we both own responsibility to that child, even if not to the other adult. So to say that a marriage certificate is the or the lack thereof is the reason why men aren't stepping up to take care of the offspring that they didn't mind not wearing protection to make, and they didn't mind when they was dropping the kids off to go swimming. But as soon as the kids are ready to come out of the pool, all of a sudden it's, oh well, that's not on me, and then they
Mm.
dip and they dip out. So for me, that's where a lot of some of these differences come in. Should we be better about protecting our wombs and who we allow access to our bodies? That's a yes across the board, right? Because again, allowing people to have that level of energy and that level of access to you can sometimes be a detriment further down the road than in that particular moment. So I absolutely believe that. I also believe that regardless of how you did that or didn't, the consequences still need to be taken care of and met with a level of responsibility that you lacked when you actually created the situation, in itself. So again, I'm not one of these, oh, that's the black men. Oh, y'all are just the worst. Oh my God. I personally feel like this though. For all of the black men who absolutely detest black women, or at least our actions or how we behave, I'm just one of those people that I've never put that much energy into something I don't like. I've never sat around and talked badly about something that wasn't an object of my affection negatively in a way that's going to get me for like we have this really horrible thing about, going against our better how do you say, going against our better option or going against our better circumstance. And Kate, like even when you think about people crying about, oh well, I wish this was better. Well, what did you do to make it better? How did you, as an overall process, what did you do that you stood in your own accountability and you made it say, okay, you know what? This is what it is. This is how we deal. A lot of the times, again, you know, if black men are to be these leaders, they need to be able to not only step up and show us that we can be led, right? Because again, women don't automatically come out in this process of just wanting to be, especially black women. We don't stand in line and sign up for the strong black woman card. I promise you.
Mm-mm.
We might go get a weed card or cannabis on, for YouTube purposes. We might go get, um a saving special card because we like to save some coins sometimes and stuff. But no one stands in the oh, is that the extra strength line? Oh, baby, let me get that. No one does that. Like we as a whole do not do that. If we know that we can trust that you all aren't going to play with us as far as our emotions, our heart, y'all are gonna actually, make it where our vulnerability doesn't spit in our face later, we absolutely would want to do all of those things because that's how we're hardwired in nature. I literally had a conversation with my 94-year-old grandmother, and I promise you, this lady has a better life than I do. Um, she made a mention of something that really resonated with me, and it kind of like gave me pause. Like she was like, we come from. What did she say? She said, "Oh my goodness, what was the word she said?" She said, "No, you can't be, you can't be a wuss." You can't be
That's your
wussy.
boy.
You know why I'm still going TDP? Because they asked me to come on. Did they ask you? Oh, look at you still in the chat wondering why I'm still going because they asked for my opinion. Oh, happy Friday. Anywho, my 94-year-old grandmother was like, we don't have time to be wussy. You come from strong women. So it's like, I had to really think, like, is it something that it has been ingrained or is it something that, you've learned over time and then you just kind of adapt and adjust? Anywho, I stand on the fact that I believe that relationships are always garnered by the people that are in them. They should be the one to govern and dictate how they go. And we as a whole need to either learn how to get along or get the hell away from each other because all we're doing is continuing to create a detriment.
So I would like
Was that
to
enough TDP? I want to make sure that I didn't go over or under TDP. You let me know in the chat, like if
I
that
don't
was
know. That's
okay.
that
All right.
that's that well, now we can't even say you have spirit because spirit is not crashing. So you have that American airline going up so high right now. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait for you to
It's
land it
crazy
because I
how y'all
wanted to
asked me
talk
to come
on
on.
some talking points that you said, right?
You don't need
First
them.
of all,
You're good.
oh my God, I love Kit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right?
You too.
What Kit was just saying, I agree with like 10% of it, literally 10%. And the reason why I say that is because here's the thing, and you had turbulence too, right? So it was a bumpy
You
flight,
know what? Let me
but
get closer to the Wi-Fi so y'all can stop playing.
yo, so basically, what you were saying, no one ever said that black men shouldn't take care of their child if they have a child. If they chose to lay down with a woman and make a child. I never said that, right? I totally agree with accountability.
Are you
But
sure?
what do you mean? Everything that I said had to do with being accountable. What I'm saying is, should you be married before you carry? It doesn't guarantee anything. But what it shows you is that at least you tried. At least it was some form of a commitment. Is commitment even required in the community today because sex is so rampant? Everybody doing whatever they want to do. No one's sitting here saying, let me stop and get to learn you before I give you my womb. So here
I
we
do feel
are.
like you put the accountability more so on the black woman because you
No, on
specifically
women, not the black women, on
women, because you said that
Uh-oh.
women, oh God, you said that women
Uh-oh.
have the wombs and they're going to be the ones responsible for the baby. Oh God.
Peace, brother. How you doing, man? Salute. Shout out to you.
Let the lady finish. I didn't want to interrupt her because she was in the middle of something. So.
Oh, yeah. You're breaking up a lot.
Give me 1 second. How's my mic right now?
All right, cool. So basically, what I'm saying is that no matter what, you take care of your responsibilities. The biggest problem that we're having is the fact that we're not desiring or expecting commitment before we carry. Our community has been reckless with our seed and our womb. So all I said earlier was that the black man, we know that men in general, because it ain't just black men that's out here sleeping with whatever, believe it or not. So we all know that men have a nature about them, just like women have a nature about them. And they tend to, men tend to sleep with what they can, or who they can, right? So whoever says yes, men will do it. If a woman says no, we can't. Because you control access to sex in your womb. We don't control that. So the accountability has to fall on someone, right? It has to fall on someone. And it has to fall on the person that is in charge of bringing children in and out of this, in this world. That's all I'm saying. It's not one's better than the other, or more people need to be more accountable. No, we need to be accountable when we choose the action and after it's happened. But women hold that full responsibility. I can come to you right now and say, I don't want to have that kid. And you can say, I don't care. I'm having that child. I have no choice. So the choice is not up to me, it's up to you. So why wouldn't you hold the brunt of that responsibility? Doesn't mean men have no.
No.
I'm not saying men has no accountability. But let me hear from my guy. What's good, fam?
How's the audio coming through? Is it fine?
It's still breaking up a lot. Still breaking up a lot.
Okay, let me come out and then come back in.
All right. Yeah. So hold up. I'm gonna remove. Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Everyone needs accountability after the action happens. But before the action happens is what we need to do. How do we put our shield up? How do you put a guard up to say, look, you know what? That's not going to happen. I'm not going to be that one that's going to be responsible for a baby for 18 years, and I don't even know if this man wants to be with me. That is more common in our community than anything else that we're talking about. These 16, 15-year-old girls are getting pregnant. Why is that okay? We're throwing them baby showers and celebrating it. Why is this okay?
Okay,
I'm not saying I'm above the hype. Go ahead, kid.
But the act is already done. So do we just continue to punish them and make them feel less than because of what they did? Like that makes no sense. Like everyone, I mean, I won't say everyone has a baby shower. Some people have baby sprinkles, some people have just little gatherings, the meatballs, whatever. But it's not the baby's fault that the parent's an idiot. So why do we not celebrate? Because a baby shower is about giving things for the baby for the most part. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I gotta say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying if a person that young is gonna need support, and it's about your village. It's not about it's not about glorifying it. Let's say that. But I don't know. I just always thought Black people celebrated life regardless.
No,
regardless of
we don't.
But
we celebrate dumb shit. We don't celebrate what really matters out of life. We celebrate dumb shit.
I'm not a fan. I am truly not a fan, and I know I've said it often on my podcast. I'm not a fan of celebrating, young people having babies, celebrating women having babies with no man. I mean, that may sound horrible, but I don't like that. I really despise that. I think it's not a celebration. I'm sorry, kill me, but it's not a celebration. It's not a celebration that you're about to have a baby with no man in sight. Like, I just don't like seeing that. I don't.
And then expect that 15-year-old boy to take care of it. You expect that 15-year-old boy to step up like a grown man and take care of a kid. That's ridiculous.
Well, he should step up because he laid with her, so he should step up.
But listen, he should. But let's be realistic, right? How are you realistically expecting a 16, 17-year-old boy, even though he did the act of a man, to now go out and be successful in life at that age? By the time he figures his life out, that child has been 12, 13 years old. That's most of that child's life that man, that little young boy have to find himself, because it's harder for men in this world to get at. He can't just go find a baddie that's going to take care of him and his kid. He can't do that. He has to prove himself to the world. He has to go out there and fight and become something in the workplace in order to find this. And most men don't do that until they're 30, 35. So it's not good to celebrate these things. It's good to condemn it. It's good to condemn it. It's good to say don't do it. It's good to say, why are you making this mistake, young ladies? This is not cool. I'm not going to throw you a baby shower. Not going to do it. I'll help you. If I'm your parent, I'll help you take care of the kid. That's it.
But here's the thing. And regardless if y'all want to hear this or not, but then what you all can potentially be perpetuating is resentment towards that child. So now the baby who has nothing to do with nothing now has a parent who's been shown and told that they're this bad person and they should have done whatever, or they should have been more responsible. And now she's like, now this young lady is having this baby, right? And now y'all have put all of this negative and you shouldn't have did this and this, that, and the third. And now this young lady still has to raise this kid. What are you all instilling in far as the rearing of this child if it's all negative and you shouldn't have did it? Regardless of what you should or shouldn't have did, it's done. So now we have to deal with the done parts and not the parts that make us feel either superior because we would just never, that's not something we do. Like, to me, that makes absolutely no sense. It's like, you don't have to glorify it, but to do that to a young lady when she's already young, impressionable, may not have the right support, may not even have clearly not the right, parentals, or guidance about that. Please don't mind my friend. My friends are a little crazy sometimes, but no, I mean, because now you cause a level of resentment, and then now if she refuses to want to take care of the kid or starts being bad to the kid, then y'all are gonna further say, well, that's the baby you made. You need to make sure you're taking care of it. This, that, and the third. What positive do we perpetuate? Because here's the thing. You claim that these kids don't have the right parents and they don't have the right support, but then you have a kid that has a kid, and then now you're not gonna like really give her that level of energy she needs, and then now you have this whole situation. Like, that has to make sense for me.
Skinny just said it right now, right? Yeah. Give the baby a gift, just don't throw a damn party. Right?
And then also, not only don't throw the party, but I feel like you're saying, here's the thing. We don't need to throw them a party because we're making it look cool. We're making it look fun. Maybe if we make them feel bad about it, then when the other kids see how bad they...
But you just said that for adults as well, though. You just said that for a grown adult. So you just said you don't like to see it for an adult. So even that bothers it. So again, like, when you're not given a level of energy to bring positivity around the baby and the child's life, what are you doing exactly?
So here's the thing. No one's saying don't bring positive. No one's saying don't love the baby. You can love the baby. We're saying don't celebrate out of wedlock children. Don't sit there and celebrate all of this. Come on, y'all celebrate divorce parties. Everything is.
But here's the thing.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second, my sister. 1 second. And we talking. We're talking about a celebration on something. Exactly what Melanie just said. Right? Exactly what she just said. You celebrate these things, and then it gets perpetuated more and more in the community. You give it welfare benefits, it happens more. Some women know if I have a kid, I have a whole community that's going to support me, celebrate me, throw me parties. My mama's going to watch my kid because I'm still immature. I'm still going to want to be in the club. I'm still going to want to twerk somewhere. I make twerk videos with my daughter. This is the problem that we're having in our community. It looks glorified to have these children out of wedlock, no matter the age, but especially when you're young, especially when you're a teenager. You don't even have the mental capacity to be a mother.
I just want to say this, and it's going bang where it's going bang, and it's not going where it's not. But half of the people in this chat got parents that were celebrated that were single. And I'm
you don't know that. You don't know that.
I bet that. I bet money on it. So you want to play the semantics that everybody in this chat right now had.
I'm not going to speak on something I don't know.
No. I asked a very specific question. It's either yes or no. Are you going to play the semantics that we're going to play like all of the parents were married when they had their baby showers, even if the daddy was there? I was just at a baby shower where baby daddy was absolutely there. Family was there, the whole 9 yards. Are you gonna sit here and say that? Because then now we really got a whole nother can of worms.
Okay. Now let's just say that what you're saying is a fact. Still don't mean you should celebrate it today. Just because your mom and your dad hold on. Just because your mom and your dad made mistakes, you should continue it. because it happened back then. They celebrated you then, so you need to be celebrated now. Like, no. Our
You know
parents
what?
did a lot of stuff wrong.
Let me help y'all. I was on this joint to say why I wasn't a feminist and why I'm actually, whatever I am. I'm not here to argue with you on this beautiful Friday. That's what Melanie's here for. My
I
problem when I
can't
argue with you, I am too alive. Okay. The last time, anybody who want to check it out, y'all can check it out. He came for it. He tried. He saw. He got the T-shirt. He lost. So go look up that battle Friday, our Friday battle.
I'm gonna repost that.
But
I tore you up that day.
I want to see that.
Go
Yeah,
watch
you
it, and you'll see. Even read the chat where it was like your lunch, and I ate.
No,
Okay.
no one said that in the chat. She capping. But here's the
see
thing
this?
with Kit.
Do
Here's
you
the
see
thing with
this?
Kit.
It's called
She
lunch, and
capping.
I ate.
Here's the thing with Kit. Kit, even when Kit is wrong, she'll never concede.
That's
She
not
will
true. And
never
anybody will tell you
concede.
that. That's not true.
No.
That's not
Kit,
true.
you've been
I'm not
wrong
gonna let
on
you lie
90
on me.
on
I don't care what
98%
you're
of the
talking
things
about.
you
You ain't
say.
gonna lie on me.
You've
I
been
don't care
wrong
what
on
you're talking about.
98% of
That's
what
now
you
that's
say.
90% is
And
diabolical. You can't say 90%. That's too much.
98%. And she's
I don't
still
care what he say. He already know that that's a farce. And anybody who know me knows that if I'm wrong, look, I can't fix a fuck
chat.
up I don't know
Put a
exist.
1 in the chat if Kit is wrong most of the
No,
time. Put a 2
that is
in the chat if
What do
she
you
is
mean? Your
wrong some
minions in
of the
the
time.
chat, like they not gonna come
It's
clapping
not my
behind you.
minions.
Are
They're
you
your
kidding
they're
me?
your people too.
Oh, my bestie gives me hell every day in, day
Me
out. Whether we on this motherfucker or not. Like, stop. Oops, sorry.
Look, 1. Where them ones at?
I don't even know him. He doesn't even know me.
He
Who
watches
is
the
he?
channel though. He watches the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Who is
Scary.
he?
You can't put 2 in the. You can't put 2. You can't put 2 in there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Where's Ash? Ash, come to the chat so you can tell
Oh
the
my
people how it
God.
really went down. Like, but anywho, I'm gonna let you all continue battle baby mama. I'm not doing this with nobody. I personally feel like life is life, regardless of how we got here. And once like just make sure that we keep positive energy around the people who need it, because pregnant parents, anybody who's had a baby knows that having positive energy and having, a certain level of care and concern around them actually matters, and it actually goes into their mental well state and being. And those are the things that I'm more concerned about. Like, how is this, how is this person's mental state? Are they in a space where they can actually be a viable parent? Because we'll sit here and have all these conversations about how parents ain't parenting, but we don't sit and think about how we're treating them in the interim. So again, I'm not a feminist. I am a realist. And anyone who knows me knows that I can be wrong. I can admit that I'm wrong. Accountability is big to me. And GMT is full of caca le doudou. Okay? You all have a beautiful Friday.
I need to order that stuff from you, kid.
Huh?
I need to order that stuff from you. I keep trying to get it.
And see, look, I make happy things. I make people happy. Like, it's literally like in my DNA. It's what I do. So I got you, Mel.
Okay.
Mr. Doodoo in the corner, don't be shitty all day. And you text me later. Bye.
Bye. One thing I will say in response to what she was saying, here's the thing, because I feel so strongly about the whole having babies, like these babies having babies and celebrating it. Look at Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at Sexy Red and people like that, they're out here celebrating the fact that they got a baby daddy. They done had a baby. We don't know who the baby daddy is. I'm gonna make a whole song that the majority of young people listen to, bragging on the fact that I might have an STD. I'm gonna make a whole song bragging on the fact that I'm pregnant and I don't know who the daddy is. And now we're making fetch happen. Like, we're making it popular. So I know it sounds awful to say, like, oh gosh, don't have a baby shower, don't do these things. But I feel like back in the day, it was looked down upon. Now, as I'm saying that, did that help to lessen people, like young girls not having babies, or was it just not spoken of? Like, did it even work? Like, did it even work to shun and hide these young girls who are getting pregnant? Did it work, or did we just hide it? I don't know.
Well, accountability went away in our community, right? Shame went away in our community. So to me, Black people, we put a lot of stock into the church. Once the church, there was a time where the church They wouldn't allow you to sit in the front pew if you was a baby mama, if you was a single mom. There was a time where you couldn't direct the choir if you were not married and had children out of wedlock, right? But that's what we call shame. That makes people think twice about doing things that they're not supposed to do. When churches used to hold you accountable for your actions, and us being such religious people, because we are at a core, Black people want to be religious. We're not actually religious though. Most of us are out here hooligans and hyenas, but we act like we talk church stuff because it sounds good on a Sunday, and if you're a 7-day Adventist on a Saturday, right? But other than that, we out 5 days, 6 days a week acting a damn fool. And we go that one day and we say, Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me, right? That's usually what we do now. But back in the day, that wasn't practice. Back in the day, practice was 6 days out of the week, you practice what you learned in church on that one day out of the week. So it held you accountable. But when the pastors tell you, it's okay. You could be a single mom. You could still run the show. Matter of fact, you could preach today. You could get in front of the choir and then make it look like it's okay. Everything you do is okay. There shouldn't be any consequences to your actions. Even if your kids are at a negative outlook in life, have a negative outlook in life, it's still that, right? It's all okay. There's nothing you can do. God forgives and so should I. But God had clear instructions in the Bible. It's only us who try to make it fit us. But there was clear instructions on how to live, on what to do. And back then we lived by it. So we had a 80, like that man said, 80% marriage rate. We were one of in the 1940s, we were married higher than white people. Higher, and it was less of us out here.
Jesus.
So how does that work to where we are today? Because accountability, love, direction, structure, guidance no longer exist in our community. And so long as the men are like, I don't need you, the women are like, I don't need you, we got this. We'll celebrate baby showers out of wedlock. We'll celebrate teen pregnancies. We'll actually make a show about it. And we'll make that young girl famous. Because she chose to have a kid by a Pookie when he was only 17. And he couldn't even apply for a job. It's crazy. It's crazy. We celebrate being at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. It's wild. Yo, this stream today is going longer than my Sunday streams. That's crazy. The Sunday panel be a whole bunch of us. But today, we just happen to be me and you and then Kid Crazy Ass. All of us.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like some valid points were made, on all sides. On all sides.
On Kid's side?
On all sides.
That's crazy.
I do.
That's crazy. But listen, this was a good show.
Yeah.
I definitely had some other things to go over as well, but I didn't expect us to have such a great conversation to end up hitting 2-hour mark on the show. But I definitely want to say thank you everyone that's currently in the chat for joining. Thank you, Kit, for popping up. Thank you so much. Everyone that's staying active in the chat. Thank you so much, Blockchain. I'm so chill, Mr. Walker, for the super chats and also the channel memberships. I thoroughly appreciate y'all. We taking it to the next level. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Meet to Marry Season 2. which will be dropping at the later end of March. We are starting the filming on Sunday. So do me a favor. Like my man Skinny says, hit the like button. Don't leave without hitting that like button. Make sure you share the content and subscribe.
Make sure you follow me on YouTube. Listen, I'm gonna be the next Riot child out here bashing black women.
That's what we talking about. You talking about Reva? You talking about Reva, right?
I think
you talking about Reva.
Maybe
yeah,
so,
Reva.
Yeah.
Reva TV. I love her, man. She
I'm sure you do. I'm sure most black men do.
Because I love black women that know how to hold other women accountable, other than just saying, we're just going to follow this train that every woman is saying, that they've been saying since the days of Oprah and Ricky Lake. Let's get off of that, because black men have been bashed since then, but no one cared. No one cared. Now the tides are turning, and now you're starting to see more women say, you know what? Maybe black men aren't that bad. Maybe black men are good. Or like you said, the black men I experienced. So they choose to look at those men and not the men that these women are talking about. Right? So with that being said, y'all, this was a great show. Great show. Stay tuned for Meet to Marry. No, it's not Meet to Marry.
Oh no, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? It's Meet to Marry. Meet like you meet somebody.
Shay put a good comment in there. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Shay put a good comment in there that, again, child, my whole everything is changing. Who better for black women to be educated from than another black woman? You know what I'm saying? So that's, I don't know who I'm tomorrow I might wake up a whole different person.
There we go. I'll be looking forward to it. You know I watch all your content too. I'll be watching.
I know you do. Thank you so much.
With that eagle eye. But I respect you and thank you so much for joining the show. This is a good one. I will see my audience on Sunday for open conversation. But check out on the next one. Peace.